you are a painting contractor, chances are when you win a project, you need some information from the customer, whether that's colors, access information to the property, special requests on where porta potties are going. All of that information, you can actually have the customers update and input for you into your Airtable project management. This is one of the reasons that I love Airtable, because you can give different people access to different things and give them edit access to some fields and view only access to other fields. So in this video, I want to show you how you can leverage Airtable and a tool called Fillout to streamline this process and automate it to make it very, very easy for customers to verify and or add additional information to the project after they've signed up and committed, but before the project has started. So without further ado, let's get into this topic. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chris. I am the owner of Boolean Automation, where our mission is to free you up to do what you love. I know that in painting businesses, we do not love data entry and the mind-numbing, just boring, mundane, repetitive parts of copying and pasting information from different things. And today's video is a fantastic example of leveraging technology to eliminate the need to transfer information from a paper form or a Google form or some other digital form that's not integrated with your project management system. What we're going to dive into today is a process that we take every one of our clients through, and I'm going to show you step by step how you can have a project management base in Airtable and then add in this, what I call the project color and review form, or other people call it the job start form or job setup form. But basically, there's the details of the project that you need to get from the customer and save it into the project file so that your crew leaders can see that information. So in order to do this, you're going to need an Airtable base. You're going to need to make a Fillout account. Fillout.com is the website. And I always recommend starting in Miro or whatever visualization or workflow tool you like to map out what it is that you're doing. So let's get into this. First thing we have here is, again, like I've said in many other videos, it always starts with a blueprint and a map of what you're doing. Here's a big map that we have for a given client here. And you can see that when a job is won, there's a number of things that I want to be able to do here. One is, first, I want to make sure, do we have all the required properties from the CRM that we need for the project to happen in production? So if we don't, kick it back. If we do, then we proceed. Is this an additional work order? If it is, we're going to do something different. In most cases, it will not be an additional work order. It's going to be an original project. And that's where we get into what we're going to do today. So we're going to create a row in Airtable, and then we're going to update our HubSpot deal with that record ID for future use. And these boxes right here is what we're going to cover today. So the first thing I want to do is, the sales rep might have some information about the project that they can enter in just to save the customer time. So right after the sales rep wins the deal, there's going to be some automated stuff that happens in the background. And then we want to have the sales rep get notified with a link that says, hey, please fill out this project review and color form for the client's project that you just won, so that we can verify that. And then after the sales rep does his part, then we can pass it on to the customer to verify that all the information is correct, or add in any missing information that the sales rep was not aware of or didn't have. So the way that this works, and this is a different base I'm going to show you, but there's a link, and every single project has a unique link for the customer to fill out. So if I click this link, and again, I would be emailing or texting this link out. When I click this, you'll notice that any information that we already have about the project is auto-filled, and then the customer can come in and put in their additional information that they have. And then they can come in and say, can we park in your driveway? Yes or no. Can we place a yard sign? Yes or no. So all this information they can fill out. And this is what we're going to be creating in a brand new base. So I'll walk you through step by step how we're going to do that. And let's go ahead and pull in that other base that I have preset up here. So we got this here. And the first thing that we need to do is make a list of all the fields or the items that we want to collect and or verify from the client. So what I've done here is I've created a separate view in my Airtable base, and I added all of the fields that I think are relevant for this particular thing that we're doing. So I've got job site address, city, state, zip, project contact, first name, last name, phone, email, the quote proposal URL, access code to the gate, company cam, public URL, what are the contractor hours for entering the community, etc. So those are all the fields that we're going to have filled out. Now I can jump into fill out, and I'm going to say let me go to the home screen that you would see here. We're going to do a brand new form, and we want to connect to Airtable, and we're going to click next and connect to Airtable. And we're going to add a base, and we want to do all current and future bases. That's what I like doing. If you wanted to add a particular base, you can do that, obviously. But now we can go ahead and select our base and the specific table. So we're going to connect this. I'm putting all of the data that we're going to be updating on the same table as the projects table. So we want to be doing, or we want to select the base and then the table, which would be projects in my case, create the form, and we're going to call this the project setup form. And this one is going to be for the estimator. So we do that. Now it's asking us, we have all these fields that we can choose to add in here, and we need to add in the correct ones based on the ones that we want the customer to verify. So for example, if you look back at this other one that I made, we titled it at the top. So I'm going to title my new one here with a heading, and we're just going to call this the project setup form, and we're going to call this the internal setup form. And then we can go to the next thing that we want, which I would say is the customer information. So I'm going to search for project, and we've got the project contact first name, project contact last name, maybe. Project contact, there we go, last name. And then we have the project contact email, project contact phone number, and so we got this information here. I'm going to combine these just to condense it up and make it a little easier to look at. So we have first name, last name, phone, email. Then we also are going to put in the job site address. So we've got the job site address, job site city, state, zip. And we could also put in the job name. So here's all those pieces of information that are relevant. And let's also go ahead and put in another heading element. So we're going to call this job site details. And this we're going to make a heading 1 and also center this. And then I like the idea of just organizing this a little bit better. So project contact, let's say project point of contact. And we can put a little divider in here, job site details, and now we're going to be putting in some other access information. So I could throw in here, let's do colors maybe. So have you already communicated your colors with us? Yes or no? I understand there's an additional cost per set of colors. I understand. So these are good things for them to agree to, and we could again put in how many colors are they going to have. We're going to want a signature on this form. Color 1. There we go there. Color 2. So you can see here we've got, number of colors. Adding these in here, we're going to do these other ones as well. Color, color, and color. So one thing that I like to do is on the number of colors field, so if they type in 1 or 2 or whatever, you can make these fields logic or add some logic to them. And so what you would do here is you say show when, and then the condition that you would say is when number of colors. So on this page, and we have number of colors is greater than, let's do greater than or equal to 2. So we add that field in, and now what's going to happen, same thing here, we'll do logic, show when, this is another super cool feature of Fillout, where we say show when the number of colors field is greater than or equal to 2, and then one more here, logic is when the current page. So now if you want to preview this, what will happen, if I type in 1, nothing happens. If I type in 2, whoops, if I type in 2, now I get some additional colors that add on. And again, you could get crazy with this, add 3, 4, 5, whatever. But if they only have one color, you don't want to show a bunch of fields that aren't necessary. So that's a pretty nice feature. But I think this is good enough for us to go ahead and try the next step here, which is getting it more tied into the Airtable base. So if you watch what happens here, I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And I need to take the link that they give me here. So I'm going to copy this link. And I remembered one other thing here. In the settings or integration, we want to make sure that we are updating records. So we do not want to create a new project when this form gets filled out. We want to update a record, which means that we want to put in additional information on the line that already exists. In order to do that, you'll see that it's saying we need to pass in the record ID of the Airtable record. And so we click update. So there we go. That means that we need to make a field in here that's going to be called, let's add it all the way to the left here. So we're going to add a field here that's called project setup form URL. And we're going to call this one the estimator version. And this is going to be a URL. So we want this to be let's make it a button. And then the URL formula is going to be this. And it's nice, it already puts it into the correct format for you. So I create that. And now what happens is when I click on this link, because it's grabbing the record ID of my project, so it takes just a second to set up here. When I click this, it's opening up that form and all the information. Do we have information there? Let's go ahead and change this to, we'll change the name. So project setup form. And I like doing like this. So save that. And on these, we want so it is connected to that. That's good. And we want it to be placeholder, required, have logic, validation. What's going on there? So if we have this published and we're going back to here, refresh. Okay, so I just need to refresh that. Yeah. So it is all working like I wanted. The first time, for some reason, it wasn't autofilling, but you can see because I already have some of this information in here, when I click on that link, now I'm just verifying the information that's already there. This is the really handy part about that update feature. So if I were to go ahead and click yes, and I check those boxes and I say, I have one color and this is example color for YouTube, and I'm going to paint it on my YouTube channel, and this is test, and then my color form signature. Oh, that's asking for a file. We'll fix that later. But I submit this, and now you can see back here, all those fields that I just filled out now have values. Super, super cool. And then if I were to click that link again, it's going to keep the values that I had previously put in. And now I could edit those. So I could change this to 6 colors, right? And when I go ahead and submit this, now back in my Airtable base, that now says 6 colors and so on. So, and also like if I wanted to delete the information here and say, I want to put new information in, when I click that link, project setup form, then those values are gone. So that is the process. The one other thing to note here on the project or on that signature field, you need to, the way signatures work inside of Fillout, I'm going to delete this. What we actually want to do is we want a signature option. So it's this right here, signature. And then we have to connect it to the color form signature. So the color form signature technically is an attachment type of field in Airtable. So we're going to use the signature function inside of Fillout that then stores like essentially a PNG of the signature. So I'll show you what this looks like when I publish this. Publish. Oh, so the signature is a paid feature. So in saying in this account, it's not going to let us do that. So I'm going to go ahead because it's just a demo, but that's how that would work. So I turn that off, publish those changes, and you can see that now this is all looking good. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you could take this same process, or how we can continue through the process that we had mapped. This is the first thing. We want to send an email to the rep. And then after that, we want to send another form to the customer. So we'll start from where we left off here and then make that customer form. Thank you so much for watching. If you are a painting company that is doing a decent volume and been in business for a while and just looking to streamline your business, please reach out. We do free discovery calls, and we're more than happy to walk you through this particular process, or figuring out how we can get you off of paper and digitize things, streamline communication with clients. But that is what we do all day, every day at Boolean. We just work with painting companies, and we're really, really good at it. So please reach out if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.